In today's video, we delve into a contentious debate. Are environmentalists inadvertently hindering human progress? As we explore key topics from energy restrictions to overregulation of industries, we'll examine how some environmental policies might be impacting innovation and economic growth. With a closer look at the anti-nuclear stance, delays in infrastructure projects, and the increasing cost of living, we aim to uncover the potential consequences of prioritizing environmental concerns over human advancement. Join us as we seek to understand the balance between protecting our planet and fostering development. 1. Energy restrictions. One of the most contentious areas where environmentalism and human progress clash is energy. The global push to eliminate fossil fuels is, on its face, a well-intentioned effort to reduce carbon emissions. However, critics argue that this transition is happening too quickly, without fully developed alternatives in place. For many developing nations, this has led to energy shortages and increased costs, causing economic instability. The reality is, while renewable energy sources like solar and wind are gaining traction, they are not yet capable of meeting all energy demands. This gap leaves countries struggling to power homes and industries, hindering their economic growth and development. 2. Overregulation of industry. The environmental laws are designed to protect the planet, but some argue that they can also impede industrial and economic progress. Strict regulations can make it harder for businesses to innovate and build new infrastructure. For instance, when companies face excessive compliance costs and bureaucratic hurdles, their ability to develop new technologies is stifled. This can slow down the pace of economic and industrial advancement, making it difficult for industries to adapt and thrive in a rapidly changing world. 3. Anti-nuclear stance. Nuclear energy is one of the cleanest and most efficient power sources available today. Yet, many environmental groups oppose its use, citing safety concerns and the potential for catastrophic accidents. This opposition limits humanity's ability to transition away from fossil fuels. With nuclear power, the world could significantly reduce its carbon footprint while still meeting energy demands. However, the fear of nuclear disasters overshadows its benefits, leaving a promising solution underutilized and restricting progress towards sustainable energy. 4. Land use restrictions. Conservation efforts are crucial for preserving biodiversity and protecting natural habitats. However, they can also restrict land available for development, agriculture, and housing. As populations grow, the demand for land increases, but conservation policies can inflate costs and stifle economic opportunities. In many regions, this has led to a scarcity of affordable housing and limited space for agricultural expansion, which are essential for supporting burgeoning populations and fostering economic growth. 5. Delays in infrastructure projects. Infrastructure projects are vital for modern society, facilitating transportation, communication, and commerce. Yet, environmental impact assessments and lawsuits often delay or cancel these projects. Roads, bridges, and public transport expansions can be held up for years, hampering development and causing frustration for communities in need of improved infrastructure. While environmental considerations are important, the balance between protecting nature and advancing human needs is delicate and often contentious. 6. Job losses in traditional industries. The transition to renewable energy has brought about job losses in traditional industries like oil, gas, mining, and manufacturing. While the shift aims to create a sustainable future, it has left many workers without well-paying, long-term employment opportunities. The renewable sector, though growing, has yet to absorb the displaced workforce fully. This mismatch can lead to economic hardship for families and communities reliant on traditional industries, raising questions about the pace and planning of the green transition. 7. Dependence on unreliable energy sources. Renewable energy sources such as solar and wind are pivotal to reducing carbon emissions, but they are not without their challenges. Critics point out that these sources are inherently unreliable, as they depend on weather conditions and daylight. In regions that transition too quickly, this can lead to blackouts and energy crises, disrupting everyday life and economic activities. Until storage technologies improve, the reliance on renewables could pose significant risks to energy security and economic stability. 8. Increased cost of living. Environmental policies aimed at reducing emissions often come with financial implications for the average person. Carbon taxes, emissions regulations, and bans on affordable energy sources can drive up costs for electricity, transportation, and consumer goods. As a result, the cost of living rises, disproportionately affecting those with lower incomes. While the intent is to encourage sustainable practices, the economic burden can be significant, sparking debates about the fairness and effectiveness of such measures. 9. Discouraging technological advancement. Innovation holds the key to solving many environmental challenges, yet some emerging technologies face opposition from environmentalists. Concepts like geoengineering, lab-grown meat, and genetic modification could offer solutions to food and climate issues. However, skepticism and fear of unintended consequences can stifle their development. By opposing these technologies, critics argue that environmentalists may be hindering potential breakthroughs that could address pressing global concerns. 10. Control over personal choices. As climate policies evolve, there is an increasing push for restrictions on personal choices, including travel, dietary habits, and consumption patterns. While these measures aim to promote sustainability, they can also be seen as infringing on individual freedoms. The debate centers around the rights of individuals versus the collective responsibility to protect the planet. Striking a balance between encouraging sustainable practices and preserving personal freedoms is a nuanced challenge that continues to fuel discussions on the future of environmentalism.